DNF, did not finish. Hi everybody, today I'd like to talk about my attempt to swim around Honeymoon Island. This was definitely my hardest swim, and my husband and I agree it was our toughest because we were not able to finish. But I'll get into that in a little. Honeymoon Island is located in Dunedin, Florida. It is north of Clearwater, and it is about an 8-mile swim around the island. There are a couple places you can start, and we chose to start in the main park, which opens up at 8 a.m., and it was at North Beach. So we got started at about 8:45. And you have to time it with the tides. You have 2 passes to go through the north and the south part of the island that can be very tricky. And many people have attempted it and not able to complete it because the tides were very strong. Just don't know what's going to happen when you get out there. You can plan all you want, and you just might run into rougher water than expected or a current. We knew it would be windy along the east side of the island, wind coming against us, and we were prepared for that. Well, my husband kayaked for me and Ken. We're about the same pace, we're similar, and Paul and Mark had Stella kayaking for them. We had Kathy and Vanessa choose to swim a mile. We had a map figured out, or a route to do 6 miles rather than the 8 miles, a little cut-through area. But when they showed up, they chose that 1 or 2 miles would be what they were interested in doing. Like I said, we got started at about 8:45 a.m. It was sunny and clear. The water temp was about 68 degrees. The first 2 miles were wonderful. We had a little current in our favor. When I turned at the top part of the island, I was in for a lot of wind, waves, and current. It took me 17 minutes to go 500 yards, and that demotivated me a little bit, and I didn't really seem to recover. It got a little bit better, but it just felt to be a constant fight. Not an extreme fight, but just not as easy as I was thinking it would be. So let's say the 2 miles were great. The 3rd mile was a little bit of a struggle, and the 4th mile was, I just don't know that I settled into this swim. And then I started getting nervous after the 5th mile. Bob was saying, come on, pick up your pace. We want to make sure we can make it through Hurricane Pass, which is located at the south of the island, so that we're with the tide and it's not going against us. So I made it through Hurricane Pass okay. I did feel that I had to really dig in, and it was tough because I was giving 85 to 90% effort the whole way, and I don't know where I was able to pick up the pace, but I did. I increased my kick. I made it through the bridge, under the bridge, and through Hurricane Pass, and then I got to a dog park, and on a map I put the X and an arrow. You can see a possibility of a current coming directly at you, and that's what I experienced, a very strong current coming at me. It wasn't pushing me back, but I was almost staying still. And when Bob noticed after about 3 to 5 minutes, Lynn, you're not going anywhere, I wasn't really going anywhere, and I decided I guess I just have to give up on this. And that was so mentally challenging, to give up, to quit, because I equate quitting and giving up with something 100% in my control, my decision, my capability, and you really have to accept the fact that sometimes the weather conditions or water conditions, swim conditions, are not in your favor and you don't have any control over it. So perhaps we didn't pick a good day to do this. Perhaps we were surprised. Maybe we didn't plan 100% the greatest start point or start time for this swim. We don't know. But what I do know is that I had to do an attitude check afterwards. So anyways, at the 6.5 mile mark around a dog park, is when I decided to get out, walk along the beach, and I kept looking to see where I could re-enter because I didn't want to quit. I wanted to finish. Now, Paul and Mark were ahead of me, and towards the end, they ended up being 45 minutes ahead. It's very interesting how they also chose to get out at the dog park after, I believe, 4 hours and 15 minutes. And I was at the 5-hour mark, and then I decided to get out. And it was difficult because I expected to do this swim in about 5 hours. And I think you can do it, I could do it in, say, 4 hours and 40 minutes if conditions were perfect. But conditions were not perfect, so we had to make a decision. We got out. As I got out and walked along the beach after 6.5 miles, I noticed Bob seemed to be struggling a little bit in the kayak. And this just was not a good swim for us. I really look forward to trying it again. And I'm going to have a chance to try it again with an event with the FreshStartSwimSeries.com on April 2nd, 2022. I'm looking forward to that. And I really want to complete Honeymoon Island with a success. And again, it's hard to bail at 6.5 miles when you know it's only 8 miles and you only have 1.5 miles to go. But that 1.5 miles would have been extremely difficult. Probably could have taken me 1.5 hours or 2 hours to do. But we made the right decision. Everybody got out, and it just was a difficult day. So what did I learn? I learned that my feeds were excellent. I'm starting to experiment with making my own energy gels. I looked up a recipe in this book, Thrive, and there I am with Brazier. I could make a whole video just on him. He is a fantastic former professional Ironman triathlete. He started his own company. He worked at Cornell on a plant-based diet for athletes and some of the top NHL, NFL, NBA, whatever letters of professional sports. Plant-based diet has really helped some top clients, especially in recovery. The name of the game as a professional is how much training you can do without injuring yourself to keep you at peak performance. And he just has so much to offer in the realm of diet and nutrition. So anyways, I made these gels. I seemed to pack enough. They were delicious. They gave me the energy I needed. I had enough drinks. I didn't need the 2 baby foods and the applesauce, but my feeds were excellent. My containers were 2.4 ounce. So I would take half of that after a mile along with 8 ounces of liquid, and it seemed to be perfect. So next time I want to perfectly finish the swim. I learned that I need to be patient. I need to accept the conditions as they are presented to me. I cannot make assumptions that I'm going to just do what I want to do. I need to listen to my kayaker a little more. I know that. But all in all, it was an attempt that was good, and I'll be ready for it next time.